I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today is Wednesday, May 8th, 2024, and the time being 6 p.m. The meeting in the Water Board is called to order. At this time, please silence all electronic devices. To comply with the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in the meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table in the back of the room. Roll call.
Scott Mangles.
Here.
Frank Massey.
Here.
Patrick Kennedy.
Here.
Tony Higginbotham.
Here.
Ryan Maddox.
Here. Mr. Massey?
Make a motion to approve the last meeting's minutes for March 5th.
Second.
Motion will stand. No old business. Looks like new business. Good evening, Rick.
Good evening. So first, I'd like to apologize for your packets. I believe I had the wrong date on the hard copy of your agenda. I noticed that when I was email scanning everything in the email, so I changed it quick and sent it out, and I forgot to take them out of your packets. So Tony reminded me of that yesterday, right? Where you at, Rick? You do have 3 quotes or bids on trucks. What we did was looking for a 2-wheel drive, 4-door. This is going to be a locating truck. All the trucks that we had found, all the trucks that we had originally got bids on had to be ordered. The 2-wheel drive, Civics had a 4-wheel drive, half-ton, 4-door. What we was looking for sitting on the lot. And we can use that truck like yesterday, so I was wondering if we could get the approval to purchase that one. And the price of that is $43,100.
Rick, what else is this truck used for?
We're going to use it mainly for locates. We got a 2005 Ford. It's rusted out. It's an old meter reader truck that we've been using for a lot of years now. They take it. It's a 2-wheel drive. They'll go around town. We do anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 locates a year. So that's going to be the main purpose for it. The 4-door, you're going to be able to carry the locator in the back, keep it dry. We got a quote on a new locator too coming up. And that's going to be the main purpose of it.
You'll be able to use the vehicle for sending employees out to training or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. That's why we're also going for the 4-door, so 4 guys can go at one time. So we have to get so many CEUs each year, or they do, my DSL guys. And 2 times a year they'll go to seminars at least.
You said Civics,
Yes.
Fleetwood.
Fleetwood, sorry.
We all call it Civics.
I've called it Civics for
I do too.
45 years. So.
Just checking.
I did shoot Chris an email to make sure that was okay since it was on site. He said it is okay.
Yeah,
Availability.
yeah, availability can go, yes, availability can be a basis why you say, yeah, I wanna go with this truck over that truck. Additionally, you're not, I mean, it's less than a $50,000 expenditure, so. I don't think you're gonna have any issue if you said, look, we went and got 3 quotes on a 2-wheel drive, but there's a 4-wheel drive here. So I think you have conducted necessary due diligence.
And what was the timeout? How long was it gonna be for the ones that you had to order?
Scott, I can't answer that. I do not know individually how long it will be out. Tony could maybe be able to answer that for us.
I'm not really in the new car, but it could be 6 to 8 weeks possibly on a truck.
You need it now.
Yeah, we can definitely use it now. They wasn't real big on the four-wheel drive part, just because they thought it would be sitting up a little higher, because they're in and out of it constantly, and it wasn't that much difference to a two-wheel drive as far as height-wise, so. Personally, I think the four-wheel drive's the way to go anyway, but that's not what they wanted. But they did go check it out, and they like it. It will work for what they need it for.
You just need a motion to approve purchase of the four-wheel drive Locator Fleetwood.
I'll make a motion then to buy the four-wheel drive four-door from Fleetwood. Fleetwood
Fleetwood.
for $43,100.
I'll second.
Motion to stand. Enjoy your new truck.
It's not mine. Speaking of that, we do have,
Yes, I'm sorry, I apologize.
For that one, I think you do have to call it.
You have to call vote.
It's not minutes,
Okay.
so you just have to say, all in favor, say
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
Motion.
so with that being said, we do have the 2005 half-ton Ford pickup truck that's completely rusted out, and it has a cracked intake manifold. It's not worth, according to my mechanic, it's not, and he's been doing it a long time, it's not worth putting any more money into, so. I don't know if you want me to scrap it, I don't know if you want me to take bids on it next month, or what you want me to do, but I'm good to go either way. We're not gonna use it anymore, it's not to be driven by us, so. Somebody might could utilize some stuff off of it, I don't know. I'm guessing we probably get anywhere from $250 to $300 when we took it to the scrap yard. We might get $500 or $600 out of it if we take bids, I don't know.
You did that in the past, took bids on some of that
We have
stuff,
always
like
taken bids on stuff.
like an older truck like that? so
And
I
we've
mean,
got decent money for some and not much for others, so
What would give you for it?
I doubt they want it.
I guess you could try to maybe put bids on it, see if you get more out of it, maybe somebody may want to pick up for a farm or
I mean, the
something.
transmission's good in it, it's just fine, it leaks water and it's got that cracked intake manifold, and it's just not worth putting money into it. I'll just take
Get
bids,
some info.
See what you think on it, maybe.
I can do it.
What else you have, Rick?
Next is a locator. And the locator that we are utilizing right now, like I say, we do anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 locates a year. Being honest with you, I can't tell you when we purchased this, it's that old, so. I know they hit me up a couple months ago and said, Rick, this thing's going all over. We have taken it to the shop or sent it in over in Ohio a few times, the same company. So I had them give me a price on a new locator. It's the same style we got, they like it real well. And the price of that, it's small, $6,586.99.
Get paid for locates.
No, we pay to do them.
We paid to do it.
Actually, Zach is getting us all together, and we're trying to have, because right now it's the water has their own account, wastewater has their own account, we're paying kind of double, I guess, so to speak. So Zach's putting us together where we're one city entity, and I guess wastewater will pay for all of them then.
Yeah. Sounds like a deal.
It's a good deal for us.
Will that other one be, you could use that other one for a backup or whatever, or is it just too
I
old?
think we're gonna keep it, especially, one time or another, just like Chris Martin said, we had a set of people over here on West Main, a set on East Main when we were doing the NDOT locates for NDOT, so. Still works.
No, I would make a motion to purchase a locator for the quoted price of $6,586.99 from CNS Solutions.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion stands.
I do have your, April MRO in your packets, if you got any questions on that. I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Everything look good to you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
That Sunday, I saw you guys out there working on Broadway.
That was us.
Okay.
Ryan, that was us.
Did you get, wanna speak to that, or was it
I was
just?
called in about 6 o'clock Sunday morning, and I think we ended up working on it till about 6 o'clock Sunday night, so. But it was the same situation that we ran into last June. It had blown a hole out of the bottom of the main, the 8-inch main, the size of a football or bigger. I have a picture of it if anybody wants to see it after the meeting, but as we clamped it with a 36-inch clamp, then it split down the main itself. So at that point, we were done. So I had to call O'Meara's in to do another insert valve, and even though they're kind of expensive, but now I have a way to actually isolate from 4th Street to just north of Barishell, and nobody's out of water. It's fed from all directions at that point. All the houses are tapped on the backside with a small line that runs through the yard. So we got it. O'Meara's in. We got the water shut off to it. We cut that section out, put it back in service.
How did it split when you're putting the cap on?
So it's just certain sections of Broadway from aging infrastructure that's rusted out in the bottom. I know that sounds weird because it's cast iron, but it's blowing out. So anytime you have a broken main, especially with cast iron, it will split around it, which is normal because you get your ground settling and stuff. Anytime you start seeing like golf ball size chunks blowed out of mains, you're getting towards the end of its useful life. And when you're getting football sized and then splitting, with whole sections of the main, then we really need to get something done with that main. That is going to go into my capital improvement plan. I kind of touched base with the mayor that we need to do something with it sooner than later. I know that in the past we haven't had a lot of broken mains there, but in the last 2 years we've had very bad ones, and it could go south real quick. So I'm sure those 2 sections aren't the only 2 bad sections from 4th to 10th Street. So that needs to be bumped up our priority list.
Is there any recommendations on, like, when a main splits, of how many feet they advise? And this might be a question for Darren, that once it busts, that we should proactively replace.
So it just kind of depends, and I've been here a long time, Pat, so I'm gonna go by West Main and Lincoln Street. We was out there 3 times a week from November till March on both of those sections until we got it replaced. So typically, what we ran into on both situations here is one section of pipe, it's a 20-foot section, was bad. And then you get past this bell on the north end and the bell on the south end, it looks like brand new pipe. So there is no rhyme or reason what's causing that section of pipe, other than, coming that way 100 years ago, that it just didn't last as long as the section before or after.
How far would you have to replace, you think, from 10th to 4th, you think, or?
I've never been south of 4th Street on Broadway. Never had any issues there that I know of in 28 years I've been there. So all the issues has been from 4th Street north. The farthest north that I've been is the one on Sunday now, which was right in front of, just so happened to be right in front of the new fire station.
Thanks for bringing it up. That's all you got?
That's all I have. If you got any questions for me?
Tell Darren was on there, is that just, he just didn't make it, or is that
Darren's on yours too?
Darren Burkhart update? Yes,
He's
sir.
not on mine.
The revised one that you made.
Not on yours.
That was the original agenda I put in your
Okay.
packets. And then he called and said, Rick, I can't make it. So-
Okay.
But I did forward everybody the email from SRF, the approval letter for the addendum.
Okay.
So the project in Plant 3 with the media replacement, the PLC, the radios, that's a go. We're good to go, so.
And then your water tower lights getting fixed?
Yeah, I called Matt 2 weeks ago on that, and then I called him again to remind him that he didn't forget about it. And I think he forgot again.
Forgot again?
Yes, they do know about it.
Perfect.
Tentatively, I believe, I talked to Randy Ferris with B.O. Anderson, and I think we're looking at the week of June 10th to shut Plant 3 down, drain it, and start on the PLC. I did shoot Baston Logan, which is going to do the media replacement, an email letting him know that everything's a go today, and I haven't heard anything back from him by meeting time, so hopefully they can do the June 10th. When I talked to him a couple months ago, he said we're looking at 3 to 4 weeks for material, and that's gonna put us at about the 4-week period, so
I thought your radio was in, that was a quick set.
I think all those are actually in.
Oh, good.
They've already started building the cabinet, because if you remember the original project we approved without the SRF funding, because it needed to be done, then we had this other project come up at Flat Rock and the wells and stuff, and that's when we decided to go after that SRF money.
Good deal.
It had a long lead time on the controls, if I remember right.
There was a lot of lead time, that's why we went ahead and started the process with that original project.
Excellent.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Rick.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor.
Ryan beat me to it a little bit, but I wanted to publicly thank the crews that responded on Sunday, spent their whole day with us out there trying to get that issue fixed. It has, as Rick also brought to light that may be a little bit more of an issue than we had originally thought it may be. So as we work through the capital improvement plans, we are doing a rate study this year for all of our utilities, as we do about every 3 to 4 years. So this type of item will be in there, and then as we talk about potential rate increases, or what the rate study is going to fund over the next 3 to 5 years, this will probably definitely be in there. It's kind of a big stretch of Maine. Obviously, we're aware of it because of our construction project too, so kind of ties into some paving work that's happening out there anyway. So with that, I wanted to be sure we thank the crews for their efforts on Sunday. At least it was 6 a.m. and not 6 p.m. right?
That's right.
Like the last one was at 6 p.m.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything?